Game developers work hard to ensure that players can play the game fairly and pay the appropriate cost. Of course, some players manage to bypass the system through cheating and pirating, but some game developers have consequences waiting for them. Here are 10 online games that trolled cheaters. As we get ready to start, take a moment to subscribe to our channel by hitting that beautiful subscribe button. Earthbound. Earthbound first came out in Japan in 1994 and then North America in 1995. It seems that the game was ready for piracy and cheating upon its release, making it one of the oldest games to troll cheaters. If the game detects that it's being played on the wrong console, a warning sign will pop up saying that the game isn't designed for your Super NES or Super Famicom. The game will also detect the storage space in the cartridge, since pirated copies will have a larger amount of storage space. Also, there will be many more enemies than usual popping up. If you manage to survive, the game will then freeze in the final moments before the climax, and then will delete your saved files. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is created by Rockstar Games and is one of the most popular video games out there. On Grand Theft Auto 4, if you were using a pirated copy, then the cameraman for the game was drunk, resulting in an unsteady point of view. Then, for Grand Theft Auto 5, some cheaters figured out a way to get a car known as the Duke of Death from the single-player version to the multiplayer version. This resulted in the cheaters hammering the car into other players. Rockstar Games wasn't amused, and instead of banning the cheaters, they did something different. Every time a cheater entered the Duke of Death, the car would explode, thus killing them. Donkey Kong 64. Donkey Kong 64 came out in 1999 for Nintendo 64, and it was ready for cheaters. Around this time, GameShark cheat codes were rampant in the video game world, and they had codes for Donkey Kong. If you used a GameShark code without saving, meaning you just turned off the game, then things were fine. However, if you tried to save your progress after using GameShark, then your Donkey Kong game cartridge was ruined. The game glitched, and parts of the game were disheveled and unorganized, and there was no way to recover. Crysis Warhead. If you manage to get yourself a stolen copy of Crysis Warhead, you're not going to be able to do much damage. Crytek, the game's developer, managed to come up with a genius way to troll pirates who downloaded illegal copies of the game by taking the troll's power away with poultry. On illegal copies of the game, no matter what kind of gun you use, all the weapons will spray out chickens instead of bullets. The chickens do no damage as well, making this a hilarious way to give the middle finger to pirates and cheaters. Monster Hunter 3. Monster Hunter 3 came out in 2009 and was developed by Capcom. Apparently, Capcom really wanted to be generous with first offender cheaters with an easy punishment. If you were caught cheating the first time, then you are banned from the game for 7,000 years. If you're immortal and you survive the 7,000-year ban and then you cheat again, only then do you get a lifetime ban. Of course, this is trolling at its finest, since none of us will be alive in 7,000 years, thus making the first offense a technical lifetime ban. Spyro: Year of the Dragon. Spyro is a popular video game series geared towards children, and even that wasn't immune to pirates and cheaters. After Spyro 2 had pirated copies floating around just a week after its release, Spyro: Year of the Dragon was ready for cheaters with a series of traps throughout the game. First, a magical fairy warns you that you're playing a stolen version. Then, the eggs and gems that needed collecting would disappear. If a hacker had time to patch up that glitch, it opened up more glitches throughout the game and even changed the game's language to German, as well as preventing the player from pausing or entering portals. If the cheater managed to make it to the final boss, the pirated game sent them back to the very beginning. Serious Sam 3 BFE. pirates who steal Serious Sam 3 and cheat Crow Team out of their hard-earned money won't have a good time playing the game. Upon starting the illegal game, players are greeted by an immortal red scorpion type of enemy that can't be killed and will stalk you throughout the game until you die. If you manage to avoid this enemy, then the game will default to an up and to the left position and cause the player to walk in a circle for the rest of the time. Fun, right? The Talos Principle. Crow Team wasn't done with Serious Sam and brought their wondrous trolling to the Talos Principle as well. If a player was playing a pirated version of the game, they got trapped in an elevator with no way out. This resulted in the pirates posting in online forums claiming their trapped status was due to a glitch or a bug, only to get called out by other players and Crow Team themselves. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 was dealing with its share of cheaters that would invade the games of other players and kill them. The developers over at From Software created a prison server of such where the cheater would get banned into their own purgatory of sorts. The only characters that the cheater can play is other cheaters. They all get to keep their weapons and they're doomed to only fight each other for the rest of their playing duration of the game. Guild Wars 2. A player by the name of JT Darkside was caught using third-party programs to increase his speed, teleport inside structures, and increasing his power so he could kill other online players and take their structures. The game's developer ArenaNet found out about this cheater, so they took control of his character, stripped him of his clothes, and threw him off a high point to kill off his character before banning him from the game. Ready to play some video games? To avoid getting trolled by game developers, it's best to buy the game and play fairly. Tell us what you thought of this video in the comments. Got any more trolling stories to share with us? Happy gaming, and thanks for watching!